What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, I talked about this briefly on a recent live stream, but I wanted to expand some thoughts on it here. And really, this is for, you know, my bullish folks out there. So I'm going to take the Papa Bear hat off for a little while. I just want to talk about the most bullish case scenario that I see playing out over the next, we'll call it 6 months. Okay, so this is not a prediction of what's going to happen. This is like man, if I lived in a fantasy land and everything was awesome, not like perfect, but just everything was awesome, this is how I can see things playing out in Splinterlands overall. So again, I'm going to try and take out all of the macro stuff that's happening. There's a lot of really cool things going on in Hong Kong and other parts of the world where crypto adoption is happening, but that's where I'll leave it. I don't want that to shade too much because at the end of the day, I think Splinterlands is something that should be able to stand on its own. And I think, and I'm hoping that we are able to get to a point where we can do that relatively soon. And when I say relatively soon, I'm talking like within the next 2 years. So it's whatever your time preference is, that's where I'm at. Okay, so Here's how I'll lay it out. You can already see we're getting closer and closer to the launch of land, and you can see DEC is responding. We're back up to 800 Splintoshis. So one thing that I'm thinking is that DEC actually gets affected by land. Now, I've said this before, what will land solve, what will it not solve? I don't think it's going to solve the card problem. I just think there's too many cards, and that's fine because I'll get to it in a second. But it can have the opportunity to solve the DEC problem. And if it can solve the DEC problem, that can help to solve the SPS problem. And when I say problem, I'm talking about just like depreciating value that we've seen nonstop from the governance token and the reward token, which is SPS. So we get DEC back up to peg, get it even over peg because people realize, hey, I need to utilize my land. When land comes out, hopefully that's in the next 6 weeks or so, we get a massive rush. We clean out all of the extra DEC, and I think that we can clean out all of the extra DEC with maybe 30% utilization, but imagine if it's even higher than that, right? And again, this is dream scenario, right? I'm expecting 20 to 30% utilization. And when I talk about utilization, I'm talking about from a DEC standpoint. So it's not like, 20 to 30% of plots are going to be utilized. There'll probably be more of those plots utilized, but they won't all have max cards on them. So therefore, it won't require the 50,000 DEC. So I'm really just looking at this from a 20 to 30% DEC utility, and 20% DEC utility will be 1.5 billion DEC for land. So, you know, anywhere from 1.5 billion to 2 billion, we'll call it just to make it nice and easy. I think if we can use that, whether it's for burning, whether it's for, well, there'll also be burning, but also for staking, then we can really get DEC back up to peg, and we'll start needing to burn SPS in order to get more DEC into the ecosystem, or potentially get some of the DEC that's sitting outside of the ecosystem. Although if that happens, well, then we have a phenomenal opportunity for better liquidity pool APRs because those LPs are getting drained. But I digress. So we do that. SPS starts to stop the bleeding, and actually maybe even goes up. And here's the thing, because SPS is so low right now, doing multiples is quite easy, right? So I don't want to say nothing's easy in this, but in order for SPS to do 3x at this point, we would just need to go to 5 cents, right? Now, going from 1.6 cents to 5 cents may not seem like a lot, but all of a sudden on the charts, you go to CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, and you see SPS 300%. It jumped up to 5 cents. It's still down 95% from its all-time high, but all of a sudden that starts to catch people's attention. And when it does, they come in, they check out the game, and here's where I was alluding to with the cards. Land doesn't solve the card problem, but new players could potentially solve the card problem because they come in, they see that SPS is doing well, they come in, they want to check out the game, see what it's all about. They buy cards, And you can see here, there's still 3 million packs circulating. Packs on the secondary market are going for stupidly cheap. It's $1.13. I mean, it's really sad for all of us who are here holding the bag. But for newer players coming in, it's a benefit overall to the ecosystem because now they can get in for much cheaper than we got in when it was the bull run in 2021, right? Like so many people that I know looked at the game, said, yeah, I don't think I'm going to play, right? I don't think I'm going to buy like all these cards, and I don't feel like waiting for Chaos Legion or whatever the case was, right? So now if we can get that attention, people coming in, they see cards relatively cheap. And again, they just start playing in bronze, they start playing in silver, the rewards are whatever, but the rewards are going up in value because keep in mind, however much you're earning right now, SPS jumps to 5 cents and all of a sudden you're getting 3x more of the monetary value from your rewards. So people start to see that. They start buying SPS to stake so that they can play at the higher levels, right? For whether it's bronze, silver, maybe even you have some folks coming in and want to go straight to gold. They see that, they see SPS start going up and SPS starts rising and rising in value. So that I think could play out over the next couple of months. I don't think it's going to happen right away, but I don't mind that being the case because even whether it happens quickly or whether it happens slowly, I think there are benefits. So if it happens quickly, we get this potential like pump and dump because you get a massive rush of people coming in, and then all of a sudden we probably have too much excess DEC, SPS feels too hot, it drops down a little bit, but you have a lot of folks that now have some skin in the game, and they're coming in at a great time because what happens after land 1.5? Well, we know that there's going to be some upgrades to guilds. We know that there's going to be some new game modes being worked on, and Land 2.0, which is supposed to be the full version, or at least idea of what Matt had in mind for Land initially, is in the works. And while I know the team is still saying that they want to get that out by the end of the year, I'm just looking at the next 6 months and thinking to myself, well, again, dream scenario, we get Land 2.0 out, maybe Rebellion if it makes sense. But that would only happen if we can get a massive amount of players coming in. And so I don't think that SPS is going to go to the moon. I don't think we're going to go anywhere near our all-time high. And I don't really want to put out a prediction. The 5 cents was just, if we did a 3x from here, it'd be 5 cents, which is still 95% down from our all-time high. But it could be this life spiral that is aided by the fact that new people are coming in. And if it's done in a slow and methodical way where people are coming in, they're realizing that there's a lot more to this ecosystem than they previously thought, or maybe they didn't even know about Splinterlands. And I didn't even mention tower defense. We don't know when that's coming in, but hopefully that's here by the end of summer as well. So we get all of those different elements over the next couple of months. And I think the next, the second half of the year could look very interesting. Again, not from a blow off top, we're going to be hitting new all-time highs. But for the first time, we could be attracting people in because the asset values could be going up. And when I say asset values, I'm mainly talking about SPS, the governance token, right? As more utility is given to it, as more people come in with SPS staking requirements, more people want to potentially invest in the ecosystem. I don't know how the cards are going to go, but obviously more players coming in can soak up a lot of those cards. And I don't think that it'll take that many players to soak up the cards. We've talked about a lot of these cards essentially at the higher levels. It's only a couple of thousand copies available. So when you think through people coming in, they go through the initial phase of like, yeah, let me play in bronze, silver, see how it is. Okay, SPS is still relatively low. I don't mind buying up and trying to play at the higher levels. Let me rent some cards. We could start to eat through those cards relatively quickly with just a couple of thousand of players coming in. And right, the meme right now is we have anywhere from like 500 players, real players, to 5,000, right? So all of a sudden, if we do get 1,000, 2,000 real players coming in, that's a lot from a percentage basis. That's a lot of people coming in to start eating up the assets within the ecosystem. So again, this is my bullish kind of outlook for the next 6 months as the team can start to deliver all of the things that they've been promising for years at this point, right? Land 1.5 probably being the first aspect of that. Then we have tower defense, we have guilds, and any new game modes that they're able to work with. I think it could be a great time for Splinterlands in the second half of the year. But that is all I have for you guys. I want to leave you with a little, sunshine on this Friday, on this Friday morning or afternoon, or maybe it's Saturday for some of you guys already. But that's kind of my viewpoint and perspective on Splinterlands over the next couple of months here. I would love to know how you guys feel about it, what you're thinking, and if you feel the exact opposite, let me know why, and we'll continue the conversation in the comment section below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all in the next video and see you around the game. Take care.